The other week we were looking at sharpening and using a honing guide. This is a little Eclipse one. There's a whole variety of different makes out there. But I thought it'd be useful to have a look at the little jig that I use alongside this, because a lot of you asked about this little jig, how I made it. So I thought I'll make another one, but I'm going to add some extra details to this one that I think you'll find very useful. This original one was actually made from hard maple as a base and sapele as the little stops. But a lot of you want to have hard maple lying about, so I thought some 4mm ply. It's just a little scrap that I found in my little rack. I always keep the scraps. And I've still got some of this sapele left over, which is, I think, it's about 7mm, so it's just over 1/4 inch. Doesn't matter exactly, something around that kind of dimension will be fine. Right, I now need 3 little strips, the same width as this. So I could measure it, or I could simply use that as my marking gauge. My pencil was right. There we go. And if you haven't seen the little bench hook video, I'll put a little link at the top of the screen. There we go. Right, I've got my base. I've got 1, 2, 3 pieces that will become our stops. Now I've written down on a piece of paper all the measurements that are actually on the side of the little jig, but they're just a bit too small to show up on camera, so I'll try and put an extra image for that. But before we cut this to length, what we need to do is just to mark a few things out. And if you notice on this list that the plain dimensions of 50 and 38 are greater than the chisel ones, that's important. So we're going to start with the plain. So we've got 50mm. I'm actually going, rather than pencil this, I'm going to use a knife. Put a mark in there. And then I haven't actually got a face edge on this one, but let's just say it's going to be that one. Actually, what I do need to do, I need to raise this up a bit because it's so thin that I can't get it flat. Right, there's my little knife mark. I'm going to score a line across here, but I'm going to make this line heavy. I want a heavy cut. Okay, so there's our 50mm. We now need to use one of our strips of wood. Now I'm going to put this against that line. And if you can't get it absolutely bang on, what I suggest you do is this. Put your knife in there and slide it up to the knife, because that way it can't go beyond it. And then put another knife mark there. Don't go all the way across, just in the centre. And then I'm going to raise it up again, put my knife into that little mark, and then I'm going to square it across. It's important that you do it that way. So there's the thickness of our piece of wood. And what I'm going to do with this piece of wood is I'm just going to put a number 1 on the top of there and a 1 there. So I know that that one goes with that. We now need to measure for our second measurement, which is the 38mm. So let's do that. Nice and simple. On there, 40, couple millimeters down from there. That's the mark there. You can feel the knife click into the little mark I've made. And that's where we're actually going to cut our little jig. So we need to go back to the bench hook. I'm literally just going to sew across there. There we go. That piece we don't need. That's that out of the way. You can, if you wanted to, you could even shoot that end. But shall we do that? I'm actually going to do it from that side first. I'm only taking a whisker off, otherwise it'll throw me measurements out. And there we go. If there's any fluffiness, piece of sandpaper and that'll take care of that. Right. Before we go any further, we now need to glue this single piece of timber onto here. Now there's all sorts of techniques you can try. Where's my number one? That's number one, that way up. Run a tiny bead. Don't flood it with glue, it's not necessary. I don't want it all oozing out at the sides. I'm going to place it on there. I'm going to take my knife and just check that it is actually lined up. And then all I'm going to do is just press it down. I'm going to hold it like that for about a minute or so. And in that time, it will just grab it, right? Now, you can go down the route of using a bit of super glue and all the rest of it. If you want to do that, fine. That works as well. But I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to hold that for a second. Now, I'm literally going to put a clamp on this side, carefully, and a spring clamp on that side. And I'm going to leave that for half an hour just to set up. Right, this one has had half an hour to set, so that's good and firm now. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to mark the other side. Now on this side, that remember is the plain side. This is going to be for the chisel side. And for the chisel, we've got 40mm. There. Get my knife. On one side, and on the other side we're going to measure 30mm. So that's there. So put a little bit of pencil on those two so I can see where they are. I've got the other one and it's rocking about a bit. Right, get the knife into there, and again I'm going to mark a very clear line. I'm also going to mark the other one at the same time. There we go. Now then, both these could also do with a bit of a clean up, so I'll do that first. There we go. Right, so I need to attach both these, one to this side, make sure I stick it the correct side of the line, and move it out of the way. So one's going to go there, and the other one is going to go there, leaving a small gap in the middle. So let's get those two glued on first. Right, the glue's had a chance to dry on the other side, so we've now basically got our little jig made, but there's some details that we need to add to this to make it really work for us. And one of the things is when it comes to setting your planes and your chisels up, you don't always want to use the standard sort of 25 degree primary bevel and a 30 degree sharpening angle, which is what these jigs are set up for. Sometimes, for example, with this paring chisel, this is ground to 25 degrees, but the actual sharpening I do at 27 degrees. And you think, well, this jig won't do that, but it will do that. And there's a way of actually using it to do that. Take your sharpening, your honing guide, pop a chisel in there, I'm using this one just because it's smaller to handle than the larger one. I'm going to set this for 25 degrees. Just need to slide it a bit further. That's how we would set it. I'll lock that screw. I'll grab a screwdriver and I'll just tweak that so that's going nowhere. If I come around this side, which is actually for the grinding angle, and put a pencil mark there, you can see that, and then we measure between those two distances, you'll discover that it's 10 millimeters. So what we can do is that distance represents 5 degrees. So every 2 millimeters is a degree, an additional degree. So we've got 26, 27, we could even put on 28 if you wanted to. So I've put a pencil mark on there. In fact, I'm actually going to take my knife and put a knife line in there as well. So we've got a line there. So if I've got a paring gauge, if I've got a paring chisel in there and I want exactly 27 degrees as my sharpening angle, there we go. So when that goes onto the sharpening stone now, I will literally be sharpening that at exactly 27 degrees. Which means I can be really consistent every time. There's one other detail we can put on here, of course. It's a good idea to write on here which side is which before you forget. That's for the plane, and that one will be for chisels. So let's just get this labelled up. I'm going to put the 27 just there, just so we remember. This is 25 degrees, and this side is 30. And then flip it over. Oh, one other thing, of course. We need to write on that this side is for chisels. Let's see if we can write in there. Chisel on that side, and then on this side, plane will just have to go there. So there we have it. A simple but effective little jig. If that's been of some help to you, please remember to like, subscribe, and if you can hit the notification bell, YouTube will let you know next time I upload a video. And also, don't forget the join button if you want to become a member. Anyway, I'm Dave. I'm the Skimp Woodworker. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, take care now. Bye.